Hello everybody, this is Alex from My Creative Room, and I am very happy to be back on the Love Notion channel as an ambassador to talk to you about one of Love Notion's newest patterns in the catalog that also happens to be today's Feature Friday. So as you know, Love Notions does every single Friday except for when there's a site-wide sale, pattern that they put on an amazing sale, only $5 for a pattern, and the regular price is $12.50 right now. So it's a huge discount, and not only does Love Notion brings you an amazing pattern at a steal of a price, but the ambassador team comes in, like myself, with either a video or a blog post to give you more tools in your pattern making journey, with hacks, with tips, with tricks, with pattern reviews about the specific pattern that is featured on that day. And today the star of the show is the Frankie Polo, and today is also the first time that the Frankie Polo is a Feature Friday for Love Notion, so it's definitely the best time to go ahead and grab the pattern for only $5. Remember, sale ends at midnight, so I would hate for you to come back tomorrow and miss out on this great opportunity. And because it is the first time the Frankie Polo is a featured pattern, I wanted to take some time today to do a review of the pattern, talk about the options available, talk about the fabrics and give you some tips, but also end the video with a super easy hack for a nice overlay, lace overlay for the collar and the cuffs of the short sleeve option. So without further ado, let's get into chatting about the amazing Frankie Polo pattern. The Frankie Polo comes in a PDF format, as with all Love Notion's pattern, and it includes a letter format for our US friends. It includes an A4 format for pretty much everyone else. It includes an A0 format that you can bring into a copy shop and print on a plotter, or if you're lucky enough to have one in your house, that's amazing. So it's one of those papers that's a whole yard wide. And it also includes a projector file, an amazing quality projector file. It's not just the A0 named projector file. So I am very confident in the quality of Love Notion's pattern, but also my personal love for Love Notions comes from the fact that they move with the times, they adjust, they work with the needs of our sewing community team. So as far as I'm concerned, there's nothing missing in the Love Notion's PDF format pattern. It fits all the criteria to be amazing and a must-have for everyone in the sewing community, whether you're printing at home or printing in a copy shop or using a projector file. I personally use a projector file. The only patterns that I make without a projector right now are bags, but again, personal preference. But as far as garment making is concerned, projector is the way to go. I don't print, I don't waste paper, I don't waste ink and time. It's the most efficient way. And there's plenty of resources in the Love Notions YouTube channel and on the Love Notions blog about using or starting to use a projector for your sewing. So make sure to check that out when you have some time. This pattern is super size inclusive, just like with all the other Love Notions patterns. It includes sizes from extra small all the way to 5X, and best in my book, it includes full bust pieces. So it takes away all the guessing game of whether or not you know how to create your own full bust adjustment, also known as FBA piece, or take the measurements and guesswork, do a lot of guessworking, or look at many tutorials beforehand. So none of that. Everything is ready for you. The way to decide if you need one of the full bust pieces or you need the standard bust, is to take the measurement of your upper bust, which is right here, and your full bust measurement. So if the difference between the upper bust and the full bust is 4 inches or more, then you would need to use the full bust pieces. So pretty straightforward. Obviously you do need to take your measurements and take them accurately, and I highly encourage you to take your measurements because we fluctuate. We're humans, our measurements fluctuate, and if you want the best fit, I encourage you to take your measurements before cutting any new garment. Whether you've made it 5 times or it's the first time you're making it, I do encourage you highly to take your most accurate measurements. And also this will help you determine whether or not you need the full bust piece or not. And I do recommend that you take your full bust measurement wearing the bra or the undergarment that you will most likely wear with a dress, because it will fit differently if you're not wearing an undergarment, or if you are, or if you're wearing a push-up versus a sports bra. So make sure that you do take your measurements with the undergarments you most likely are to wear with your finished shirt or finished dress. The style of the Frankie Polo is a boxy fit, and it is a relaxed fit for both the shirt and the dress options included in the pattern. So for that reason, the waist measurement is not the most important one. The most important measurement when it comes to choosing the right size for your Frankie Polo is your full hip measurement. So make sure that you do select your size based on your full hip. Don't select it based on your waist or your bust. Do select whether you're doing full bust or standard bust based on your upper and full bust. But as far as the overall size of the pattern, do select it based on your full hip measurement. You will see me changing throughout the video, and I will also pop some photos here randomly in the video with the options that I've sewn. I've sewn 3 Frankies so far. This one that I'm wearing right now, I've sewn a t-shirt, shirt one, and the hacked option with the lace, which is also a dress. So you'll see me posting photos here so you can see it static, but I will also change throughout the video so you can see the movement and how it looks based on the style I chose and the fabric that I've chosen. So as I was saying, all the pieces that you'll see me wearing are size L, standard bust for this Frankie. I am right now kind of more towards the M when it comes to my hip measurements. I believe when I made these, because I did make them throughout the period of time, my hips were at 42. I do think it's a little smaller now, so probably next time I'll be making a size M. But for now, just keep this in mind. All the pieces that you're seeing are size L and standard bust in different fabric options. So let's chat about the styles included with the Frankie Polo. It includes both a dress length, which is a knee-length dress. If you'd like a shorter skirt, shorter dress length or longer, that's a super easy fix when it comes to adjusting this if you're not a knee-length type of person. For me, it hits exactly in the sweetest spot. I love the length of the Frankie Polo. I have not made any length adjustment to this pattern, or any adjustment at all for that matter, because they are drafted for 5'5" frame, and I am 5'5", so I don't add or reduce the length of my Love Notions pattern. However, if you do need that, the lengthening and shortening lines are included with the pattern piece, so make sure that you do utilize them and you get the intended look, or your preferred look for that matter. So this is the knee length dress. The pattern also includes a shirt length, which you will see in just a minute or so, and the shirt length has a beautiful option for a side vent. I absolutely love that option. It also includes 3 length sleeves One is a long sleeve, which is the one that I'm wearing right now, and the long sleeve includes a knit cuff option, which I've actually used here. So you can see I did use the same fabric as my main, so from a distance you maybe not see it, but it is a cuff. But if you're not a cuff kind of a gal, you can definitely use the hem option that is included. And that also applies to the 3/4 length, and you'll see it in my next in the top, because that one is 3/4 length. The 3/4 length includes a hem option and as well as a cuff option. So you can play around when it comes to adding a pop of color with the cuff, or you can just make it one single print or color and just use the hem option. It also includes a short sleeve option, and that also comes with two different style finishes for your, actually it has 3 different style finishes for your short sleeve. It has a hem option where you can just fold it and hem it easy peasy. It also includes a cuff, a knit cuff option, and it also includes a woven cuff option, which is super cute, and you'll see me using that option when I show you the lace overlay, because it was just too cute not to add it to the cuff as well. And it's a notched cuff, so it's a little different than your regular standard woven cuff. You might have seen a woven cuff used with the Aria shirt, so this one brings a new style of a woven cuff, more than just a standard rectangle option. So plenty of options to choose from when it comes to both the length of the polo and as well as the length of the sleeves. So I changed. I wanted to show you in action the shirt length and where it hits. Again, I'm 5'5", so this is the standard length for shirt, and this is a size L, and it hits exactly at the hip. But the main reason why I wanted to show you the shirt on is for this beautiful detail right here, this gorgeous side vent. It is so nicely done and so easy to sew. I absolutely love the look of it. As you can see, the shirt length back part is longer than the front for a very feminine, more flimsy look, more than just a standard straight cut. It is a boxy fit, as you can see, and but the fact that it has the side vents makes it, one, super comfortable to wear, two, gives it like a little something extra. However, if you're not a fan of the side vent, not sewing the side vent is a very easy hack. So obviously don't let this deter you from adding the Frankie to your pattern gallery, because it is an easy adjustment to make if you do not like side vents. But what is there not to like? Like, I could walk from the side just to show this super cute side vent. I was thinking at one point, soon maybe, to try this side vent hack for the dress length, because right now, as it is in the pattern, it is only included with the shirt length. The dress length that you saw me wearing earlier has a hemmed option, so it's very easy to finish the dress as well. As far as sleeves goes, this is the 3/4 option that I told you about, and this is actually the hemmed option. But if you like cuffs, there are cuffs included for all 3, knit cuffs included for all 3 shirt length. So pretty straightforward, very easy to find your preferred or your desired style. As far as the placket goes, I do want to mention that, like I said, it's a very easy collar and polo style, because it literally has just one pattern piece for the collar that you will have to cut in both lining and main and interfacing, and 2 pattern pieces, well, 1 pattern piece that you will have to cut 2 of them for the collar itself. So very easy. Don't let this scare you away from sewing a polo Again, it's a good pattern to start building your sewing skills to make collared shirts. It is a placket sewn on each side of this neckline, and then your collar piece, so very easy. The pattern does show you how to finish the inside of your shirt, so you don't have any raw edges. You can finish the inside with either some bias tape or twill tape. I like to finish the inside of my shirts with a cotton or a bamboo fabric, just because it's softer. I prefer it to like store-bought bias tape. It's not itchy on my neck. For anybody else with sensory issues like I have, cotton lycra is amazing for the inside, finishing the inside of your neckline here. And speaking of cotton lycra, let's go ahead and chat about the fabrics that I recommend and Love Notions recommends for your Frankie Polos. It is very forgiving, this pattern. It is, like I said, a boxy style shirt, so you can use plenty of your fabrics, especially if you have it in your closet, in your fabric closet or in your fabric stash. Use it. There's no need to go ahead and buy yards upon yards when you already have a good stash. So use what you have. Now, it also depends on the look that you want. My suggestion, if you're looking for a more sporty look, more casual look like this one, a lightweight or medium weight cotton spandex would be great. This is what this is. This striped fabric is non-custom cotton spandex, I believe. Yeah, it's yarn dyed, so it's not printed, which is great, especially if the collar flips, you will see the inside and it's not white. So a yarn dyed striped fabric is perfect for this, and you can challenge yourself to match the stripes. I'm just joking. But again, cotton spandex is great for this. For a lighter weight look and a more flowier look, I do love bamboo spandex, but again, I love bamboo spandex no matter what. That is my favorite fabric to sew, favorite fabric to wear, so I will use bamboo spandex even when I shouldn't. Not that this is the case here. I do believe the Frankie is great in bamboo spandex, and you've seen the dress I've made before. It is all 100% bamboo spandex. The plaid dress that you've seen me wearing before, that is 100% bamboo spandex, and I will wear that dress all year round. Well, it's long sleeve, so probably not all year round, but had I done it in short sleeve, yeah, for me, bamboo spandex is a year-round wearing fabric. This shirt would be great in poly blends. Again, something that is not ultra heavy. Like, I wouldn't use for the Polo Frankie anything like a scuba fabric, nothing heavyweight, but anything medium to lightweight would be great. I do think a sweater knit would work great, especially for the shirt option. Avoid sweater knits with a very loose weave, because it will give you some difficulty when it comes to attaching the collar to the neckline. All that loose weave will fray, and you don't want that mess. But a knit fabric that has like a tighter weave would be great for this, and super comfortable to wear in all sleeve length. So this would be my recommendation for this. Medium to lightweight fabrics, not super loose weave if you're using like a knit fabric. Other than that, again, pretty straightforward, pretty forgiving. Use what you have in your stash. That's my main recommendation for any pattern when it comes to choosing the fabric. Now, what not to use for the Frankie Polo, for the main shirt, is woven fabric. This is not drafted for woven fabric, so avoid any woven fabrics for the front, back, and the sleeves. Even if it's like a boxier fit and it does have positive ease, your sleeves will not fit if you use woven, and the look will definitely not be the right one. So do not use any woven fabrics for the mane. You can, however, use woven fabric for your collar, your placket, and the notched cuff on the short sleeve. Again, if you're using the bands, do not use woven for that. But you can use woven for the collar, the placket, and the short sleeve notched cuff, right? Which this again opens a whole new world of possibilities, because now you'll be able to add some cute accents in your fabric woven, in your favorite woven fabric that you have in your stash already. You got that, right? That you already have in your stash. So let your creativity shine and let all the mixing and matching between woven accents and knit start blooming. So I did want to show you also the short sleeve option. This is again the dress option, the knee length dress option with the short sleeve cuff, and this is the notched cuff. As you can see, there's a notch here, and this is made with woven, and it also features a lace overlay that I will show you how easy it is to be done in just a minute or so. Before we move on to the lace overlay hack, I did want to chat a little bit about the construction of the polo, the Frankie Polo, and what you'll be able to see once you purchase the pattern. So while it is a knit fabric shirt, and like I said, a boxier fit, it does not have frumpy look, and one of the reasons behind that is that for the dress option there is a back seam, so the back will sit nicely, as you can see. There is no puckering here, there is no need for a sway back adjustment. Trying my best to show you. There is a side seam which is not a straight seam, so it is not cut and fold for the dress option. It is a side seam because it does have a little angle to it, which will make it lay nice and flat with your back and then move away from the body as it reaches your hip area. So as you can see, it fits absolutely perfectly right from the box, straight from the pattern with no adjustments whatsoever. Make sure that you do select the correct size and the size based on your hip. And for the bust, again, the pattern includes full bust, standard bust pieces for both the shirt and the dress. They're not on the same pattern piece, so it is not a cluttered piece. If you're new to Love Lotion, you'll see that it is very nicely streamlined. There's different pattern pieces for full bust, straight bust, standard bust, for shirt, for dress, and not just that, there's different pattern pieces for the short sleeve option, the 3/4 option, the long sleeve option. They are not all in the same pattern piece with different cut lines. No, they're all individual pattern pieces, all of them layered, so you select the size you need, or the size is if you need to blend between sizes. So it is extremely nicely made and clear and neat and clean. I absolutely love all the details and all the attention to detail that Tammy puts in her patterns to make it easy for all of us, whether you're a beginner or an advanced sewist, to enjoy the process. Because most of us do enjoy the sewing process, not all of us enjoy the cutting of the pattern, selecting sizes, printing, taping, and all that stuff that is necessary. But Tammy makes it so that it's easy and fun and streamlined and accessible to everyone, regardless of your level of sewing and your sewing level or your sewing history. So do trust that not just the Frankie Polo, but all of Notion's pattern are must-haves in my book, and they're all including the Frankie Polo, they're all skill building patterns. So for this particular one, for example, you learn how to do this placket with 2 pieces, and it's a placket that stands on the outside of the neckline. It's not a placket like the aria that has that it goes underneath or on top. It's a different style placket. So again, every Love Notions pattern brings you something new, something to add in your sewing skill repertoire to use for other garments as well. The collar, again, simple, easy, 1 piece for the collar, no collar band. It includes, again, a lining, a main, and you will need some interfacing for this, especially if you're using a lightweight woven for this, and most definitely if you're using a knit for your collar. So as you've seen in my other 2 garments, the collar matched and the placket matched my whole outfit, which meant that they were all knit, cotton spandex and bamboo spandex. So interfacing is a must, and I do encourage you, if you're using a lightweight knit, to interface all pieces, not just the outer or not just the lining, all of the pieces, because you do need that stability when it comes to sewing a collar and for it to look nicely when worn, not floppy. So, well, this is a woven collar, but I could do this with all of my, with the knit one as well. So, and that is because of the interfacing that I have used. If you're using a woven that is very stable, let's say you're using like a denim, a lightweight denim for your collar or your woven cuffs, then you can skip that interfacing in that case. But don't, I'd rather you have some interfacing in your stash than not. Then it will make your sewing a lot easier if you properly interface your pieces. I absolutely love this option. So again, a new style cuff that I haven't even seen before, and Tammy opened my eyes and my mind to this style cuff that I think I'm going to use in other garments as well. It's absolutely adorable and super easy to create. The pattern itself is written beautifully, and there's also free videos that you can find on Love Notions channel, including one on how to sew the collar that is very crystal clear. So I do encourage you, before you make your first Frankie Polo, to watch the tutorial for sewing the collar, because whether you're a visual learner or not, it does help you a little bit. I have made a mistake on my first one. I've assumed I knew how to make it, and I assumed wrong. So definitely read the tutorial and watch the video before you make your first one. I hope you found this informative. So let me show you how easy it is to get this look of a layered, a lace overlay on the collar. I thought in my mind, when I was thinking about this hack, and when I decided to talk about the Frankie Polo today, in my mind this made the garment a little bit more elegant than casual. Again, it also depends on the fabric that you're using. I am using a bamboo because I live in bamboo, so maybe not the most elegant choice when it comes to the fabric, but this is what I love to wear, so I don't care. I think I could have elevated this look even a little more by using like a poly blend with a nice maybe lace print, or just a solid black would have been nice, or a solid white and do some contrasting. Again, plenty of options, but just because it's a polo, it doesn't mean it has to be super sporty and casual. You can also style it to make it more elegant, like heels are always an option. Sneakers for a casual look, heels for a more elegant look, and always add some lace. So let's create the lace overlay details for the Frankie Polo. I will start by giving you the instruction for what additional pieces you would need to cut, and then we'll go ahead and sew the detail, and then you can just sew the Frankie Polo as instructed in the pattern. So for the look that I just showed you, you will need to cut your regular collar And I also wanted to add the accent, as you've seen, to the sleeve. So if you're not interested in adding the lace accent to the sleeve, you can just skip that part. But for the look that I showed you, this is what you'll need. You will need your 2 color pieces from the pattern, interfaced according to the pattern instruction, and you will also need one lace overlay. So you will cut from lace by the yard, you will cut piece exactly as the pattern, in the pattern shape. So straightforward, easy peasy. You don't need 2 of them. One, because you probably won't see much of the underside, and 2, I also don't want to have anything touching like directly to my skin all the time, or maybe rubbing it, or I don't know, it's a sensory thing. So I opted for just one overlay of lace, and I did go with a white background woven fabric and a black lace. The reverse would be nice too, like a black woven and a white lace, or you can go with your favorite colors, but I do recommend using contrasting lace and the main of the color in a contrasting color than the lace, just so it pops, so you don't like spend all this time and it's not so visible. So that's for the collar. And then for the cuff, you see that the pattern is asking you for 4. I'm using the woven, not the knit, the woven cuffs, and it's asking you to cut 4 pieces. Cut those, but also cut 2 extra from the lace you're using. So you don't need the 4, you only, because one is basically a lining, so you only need the 2 of the lace. So you can see I have 4, but only 2 have the lace on top. I opted to not add any lace to the placket, so I also cut placket, but I did go with a black, solid black woven for the instead of the white to match the other things, just so for a more cohesive look, since this will be mainly black with the lace overlay. So I opted for a contrasting fabric, and I've also interfaced it. And I do like to, when I interface, I also like to do my pressing for the cuffs. So that's pretty much all you need. You cut the rest of the pattern according to the instructions, so all you need is 2 sleeves lace pieces and 1 collar lace piece extra. That's all, easy peasy. So for the next step, we're gonna move on to the sewing machine, and we're gonna attach the lace to the main of the 2 or 3 pieces, and that's it. That's the big overlay hack for the Frankie Polo. See you in a second. So we're at the sewing machine right now. Let's start with the collar piece. Make sure that you place the wrong side of your lace to the right side of your collar piece, and because while it may not look from a distance that there's a right or a wrong side of the lace, there is. So make sure that you place again the wrong side of the lace to the right side of your collar piece. And we're going to go ahead and stitch around it with about a quarter of an inch, I would say a quarter of an inch seam allowance. I like to do a long stitch for that because we're basically basting it in place, since we're going to stitch it with the lining in the next step anyways. So I'm going to do about a 3.5 length stitch, and I'm going to stitch all around the collar. If you're more comfortable pinning things in place just so they don't switch around, it also again depends on your comfort level. You might want to give this a little pin before. You could also use a basting spray to baste the lace to the main. Again, wrong side of the lace to the right side of the collar. I don't have basting spray, and I'm not a fan of using a lot of sprays in my sewing room, so I'd rather just stitch it, pin it and then stitch it all around. My lace is a little stretchy. I do think it's stretch lace, so I'm going to adjust my tension a little bit so it doesn't pucker. make sure you play with your machine settings to get the best result. Again, because this is a stretch lace and I'm using woven underneath, you want to make sure that they're fitting almost at the same time. So again, basting it all around. If you have any excess lace, once you finish pasting it all around, feel free to just trim it off. Again, because I've used stretched lace, some of it might have stretched a little bit. It's okay. It won't be noticeable. So this is what it should look like. Let me show you from the back, because I'm using contrasting thread, it's going to be easier to see. So this is the lace from the front, this is from the back, and this will be one piece. Going forward, you'll treat this as one piece, and you're going to go ahead and do the exact same thing for the two arm cuffs. And that's pretty much all the hack there is. Once the cuffs are sewn in, the lace is sewn into the cuff, that's going to be treated again as one single piece, and you'll be following the pattern direction to complete your Frankie Polo. As you've seen, I am sewing a dress, but this will be really cute for the shirt option as well. So I'll go ahead and stitch this, and I'll come back to show you the final overlays on the pieces. I went ahead and sewed the overlay over the cuffs, both of them, as well as the collar, only one of them. And I gave it a very good hardy press. Just make sure that you adjust your iron to the lace that you're using, because most of laces are polyester, so you don't want to have any snafus with that. But give it a good hefty steam press, especially if you're using like stretch lace like I am. But once you give it a good press, it's going to look brand new, no wrinkles, perfect, and ready to be sewn into the full color with the lining. Same thing for the cuffs. Make sure you give them a good press. And from this point on, what you have to do is treat these pieces as one, and stitch your Frankie Polo according to the pattern instruction. One word of advice that I do have for you: make sure when you do attach the collar to the mane, you keep in mind which part you want to be visible on the outside of the dress, so you make sure that you don't put the lace part going under the collar, because I've done that mistake before. So that's the only thing you need to be cautious of while sewing, to make sure that the lace parts are going on the outside of your dress or shirt. But other than that, just follow the instruction and definitely enjoy your new lace overlay Frankie Polo. I hope you found this pattern review helpful. I hope you found it informative, and first and foremost, I hope you are going to be sewing a Frankie Polo in maybe over this weekend. Grab the pattern today while it is on Feature Friday. Again, only $5 today. Regular price is $12.50, so a huge savings. And don't forget to subscribe to the Love Notions channel on YouTube. Follow Love Notions social media platforms, because there's always new things to discover. There's shorts, there's reels, there's posts. Do bookmark the blog, Love Notions blog, because again, it's full of knowledge and full of useful information to apply to all Love Notions patterns and your whole sewing journey. And my favorite place to chat with Love Notions fans and enthusiasts and sewing friends is in the Love Notions group on Facebook. So make sure that you do join that Facebook. You'll find thousands of your closest fans in there, and everyone in there is so supporting, including the whole Love Notions team. They're all here to help. Don't hesitate to ask if you have any questions or if you run into any hiccups when it comes to sewing or you need clarifications. Everyone is super helpful, and the community that Love Notions has built is like no other. So highly recommend you join the Facebook group. This is it for me today. I wish you all happy sewing, enjoy your new Frankie Polo, and I will talk to you in my next one. Bye!